Hi, good evening. I met Bev Grant on a very bad day. I had failed to convince the manager at Guitar Center to buy an oh-so-slightly used guitar amplifier from me. Apparently, what a working musician might consider a minor cosmetic flaw was far too glaring an imperfection for America's favorite big box music store. But I digress. So, I was about to haul my unsold amplifier out of the store and back to the subway when I heard a voice behind me. Hey, are you Carolann? Yeah? I'm Bev Grant. I think we have some mutual friends. Now, although we had never met, I most certainly knew that name. Bev's reputation as a songwriter, as a performer, and as a general mover and shaker absolutely preceded her. But how in the world did she know my name? So I stopped, because Brooklyn really is nothing but a big, small town. So, yeah, it still is in a lot of ways, weird. And though I couldn't know it then, the warm and friendly conversation, although very brief, that I shared with Bev that day would change the rest of my life for the better. Because Bev Grant has a way of noticing. She sees details that other people miss in the world around her. And that gift, among many, many others, is reflected and magnified in her photography, her storytelling, her music, her activism, and perhaps most importantly, in her way of relating to people. She is uniquely capable of finding points of commonality and connection and spinning shared ideas into positive actions that ripple out and multiply like sound waves. Bev had noticed me on the local music scene, and before I knew it, we were teaming up to attend a weekly writers' gathering, curating a monthly music series, collaborating on stage, and best of all, cultivating a true and lasting friendship. Now, Bev has touched many lives, worn many hats, and accomplished a great deal in her life thus far, and I know that she will continue to pursue her passions and choose her own adventures in the coming years. But you're not here to listen to me. So, it is with deep respect, admiration, and great joy that I give you my Local 1000 union sister, colleague, collaborator, mentor, and cherished friend, 2025 Clara Lemlich honoree Bev Grant.
Wow. Thank you so much. When Esther called me to tell me I'd received the Clara Lemlich Award, I was reminded how influential she was in pointing me in the direction of the labor movement. I'd already been writing and singing social justice music for over 20 years, beginning with some parodies I wrote for the Miss America beauty pageant protest in 1968, when I was a member of New York Radical Women. And 20 years beyond that, I led a band called The Human Condition. It was now 1991. I had just started a new job. I didn't have my band anymore. I ultimately retired from that job 17 years later. I was assistant to the executive director of a not-for-profit criminal justice agency, providing both in-prison and outside services to people involved in the criminal justice system. Esther was working at Local 1199 in the Bread and Roses Cultural Project. She called me and invited me to perform at several delegate assemblies held in the Poconos. I remember at first a sense of incongruity, singing at a fancy resort to a room full of underpaid healthcare workers. But it quickly changed to an almost euphoric feeling of, I have found my people. and led to this day after many more years of involvement as a cultural worker in the labor movement. So thank you, Esther. I went on to become part of the staff at the UALE, Northeast Union Women's Summer School. While there, I developed a multimedia show on women's labor history called We Were There, taking the title from the summer school founder, one of the summer school founders, Barbara Wertheimer's book. Carolann and I will sing that title song a little later. I've been performing the show for over 30 years. It's a scripted show with readers drawn from whatever constituency we perform it for. It has real impact, both on the readers and the audience, as women are introduced to our history, most often for the first time. Carolann joined me 3 years ago in presenting the show. She more than shares the load, and I take comfort in knowing the show will go on when I'm no longer here. By the way, I was going to also mention that we are both members of Musicians Local 1000. And I'd like to give a shout out to the Brooklyn Women's Chorus, whose members showed up tonight. I founded the chorus in 1997 and directed it for 25 years. The chorus rehearses every Tuesday night, but they canceled their rehearsal tonight to come here. So thank you to my sisters. You want to raise your hands? I am proud to receive the Clara Lemlich Award. I learned about Clara in Annalise Orlick's wonderful book, Common Sense and a Little Fire, which I recommend to everybody. I share the honor with former honorees, with Barbara Dane, who was a mentor to me, and whose memorial in Berkeley, California, I just returned from, with Lois Gray, who I met at the Union Women's Summer School, and whose tribute Carolann and I sang at a couple of weeks ago, and with Alex Kate Schulman and Kathy Sarachild, who's sitting in the audience over there, my sisters in New York, Radical Women, and with my sister nominees here tonight. Thank you to Esther and Rachel and all of the folks at Labor Arts. Remember the Triangle Fire Coalition and the New York Society for Ethical Culture. And thank you all for coming. And we are going to sing a song for you that I wrote back when the fire in Bangladesh, which so mimicked the Triangle Fire, happened. And it was just a devastating thing to read about. And it made me reflect upon the similarity between the two things. And in order to try to communicate a song about that, I wrote it in the words of a sewing machine. It's called I Am a Sewing Machine. I am a sewing machine, stitching your stylish new clothes. And right beside me, stitching, I just dropped the words, wanna help me try that? And right beside me, others just like me, sit here neatly in rows. Sometimes one of us breaks down. We all have limits, you know. Me they fuss over, fix, make over, simply let go. Sometimes, I'm going to start again because I lost it. That's one of the things about getting older I'm noticing is I get a little aphasia. I'm going to leave this out. Try it again. She'll come in later. I am a sewing machine, stitching your stylish new clothes. And right beside me, others just like me sit here neatly in rows. My person works here each day. She can't be more than 15. She's constantly railed at, pushed, and assailed to work faster at her machine. Trade, stitch, overlock, drop, feed, never stop. I needle stitching all day. Persons, they come and go, hired to make me so, fired if they disobey. Sometimes she makes a mistake or answers to her body's need. They start to yell at her, make it hell for her, tell her she's worth less than me. Sometimes one of us breaks down. We all have limits, you know. Me they fuss over, fix, make over her. They simply let go. Chain, stitch, overlock, drop, feed, never stop. I needle stitch it all day. Persons, they come and go, hired to make me so fine. They disobey. My needles around, up and down, flying too fast for the eye. Fabric is guided, fingers so small, till I hear a painful cry. Ay, ay, ay. I am a sewing machine, stitching your stylish new clothes. My person's 12-hour days, she can't afford what she sews. I sew in China, in El Salvador, Bangladesh, the Philippines. Cotton to sateen, shirtwaist to blue jeans. I am a sewing machine. Cotton, sateen, shirtwaist to blue jeans. I am a sewing machine.
This is